Welcome aboard. It's said that Sydney Harbour is one of the most beautiful stretches of water in the world, and it certainly lives up to that reputation with all of the sights to see around the foreshores, the Opera House, Harbour Bridge, Pier 1, Manly, all of those places, the Parramatta River, the Lane Cove River, Middle Harbour. Sydney offers the boating man an absolutely marvellous playground for his sport or his recreation. Sail Australia operate a fleet of 15 charter boats on Sydney Harbour, both sail and power, and they're available for people to take away for a day or a weekend or a week and really enjoy Sydney Harbour and all the sights. Now, we're aboard one of the smaller power boats in the range, the Cunard 8.3, which is an unusual boat and one that I've wanted to look at on the show for quite a long time. She's an 8.3 metre or 28 feet trawler-style cruiser, one of the smallest of her type anywhere in the world. Now, we're not only going to show you the Cunard 8.3, but we're going to show you some of the beauties of Sydney Harbour. The 8.3 has been in production for around about 4 years by the Cunard organisation, and there are around 50 on the water, which is quite a handsome number for any production boat. And it's not the only power boat that the Cunard organisation build. They also have a 12.8 metre luxury game fishing boat, which is also very interesting. We'll see later on the show a couple of yachts that they build as well. This particular boat is set up for bareboat hire and skippered charter by Sail Australia on Sydney Harbour, and she accommodates 5 people. Now, because of the trawler-style superstructure layout, the maximum usage is made of the internal volume of the boat. Even the underfloor area, which in this particular case is occupied by an AQAD Pro 40 Volvo diesel 6-cylinder, around about 165 horsepower, although the boat can be powered by anything from about 60 horsepower up. Now, with a 165-inch, she's got a top speed of around 15 knots, and of course with a 60 she'd be down around 8 or 9 knots. In fact, she'd proceed in quite a leisurely fashion, which is more than you can say about the hydrofoil that you saw go by there. The boat has a beam of 3 metres, a depth of 1 metre. She displaces 4.5 tonnes, and she is really excellently set up for this particular purpose. They, as I said, built in survey. Have a look at the beam there. You can see get some idea of the beam length ratio in that stern shot there. We're just about to go past Middle Head, which is of course in the centre of Sydney Harbour. And it was honeycombed at the beginning of the century by a whole lot of tunnels and gun emplacements which were designed to defend the freedom of the colony against invaders. Of course, they're really only good for housing rats and pea shooters nowadays with the sophisticated weaponry, but there's still a relic of a bygone era there on Middle Head. Middle Harbour extends west from Middle Head, and we headed up there to have a look at quite a beautiful waterway. In fact, probably one of the nicest features of Sydney Harbour is Middle Harbour, which goes up under the Spit Bridge. The Cunard factory also builds the Model 33, which has been on the market in Australia for quite a few years, one of our most popular yachts in the over 30-foot range, and a boat which has gained enormous respect from yachtsmen all around the country. This one again is operated by Sail Australia, not only for charters but also for sail training, and the students who were aboard this day certainly got a workout with a fairly stiff southeasterly blowing. The Champagne, the Model 33, got her gunnels down and went like a greyhound over towards the heads there. So they got a workout and quite a lot of experience in handling this quite large boat in fairly heavy conditions. In fact, a couple of times I sort of thought that they pressed her a little hard, but she stood up to her sail and handled the conditions and the way in which she was sailed absolutely beautifully. The 8.3, as I said earlier, as far as interior accommodation is concerned, in this version is set up for 5 people. The interior can be altered to accommodate 8 people. Now, those alternatives are available on an individual basis when you deal with the factory in ordering your boat, and they can look after your personal requirements, whatever they may be. We dropped anchor just off Chinaman's Beach in Middle Harbour for lunch, and we were joined by the crew of the Model 33 after their quite invigorating sail. By the way, when Cunard took over the moulds for this boat, they raised the top sides 9 inches, which gave her quite a lot more room inside, particularly from the point of view of headroom. The galley in the Cunard is integrated with the main saloon, which makes it very convenient, and down forward is the accommodation for most of the people. Now, the freezer is on the starboard side just after the steering position. By the way, there's been some very interesting things done with the interior of this boat to make sure that absolutely everything fits and that all of the appointments are put in. The driver's seat is very narrow, but I found when sitting on it that it was just the right height off the deck there, and it was quite comfortable to sit in the downstairs steering station. The other aspect of it is because the saloon top is so long, it makes an excellent sun deck for accommodation up there. You can see that it's nice and flat. You can put some deck chairs up there and really enjoy yourself. Two excellent boats from a very progressive and very successful manufacturing organisation in Sydney, Cunard Yachts, the Cunard 8.3 and the Cunard Model 33.